Hello and welcome to my review of the Sky Island Saga for One Piece. So I just got done reading this and I thought it was a really good arc, but it was kind of boring. It felt completely unnecessary. Not completely, but at the end of the day it did feel unnecessary, which, I mean, not all story has to be necessary. I still loved this arc. Anything with the Straw Hats is entertaining. So yeah, I guess I'll ask you guys to leave a like and maybe even subscribe if you're feeling up to it. Look, I said it at the beginning of the video. Let's see how it turns out. Jumping right into it, I'm going to give my thoughts on the returning Straw Hats, which we don't get any new Straw Hats this saga, so I guess I'm just going to be returning and arc reviews, and then that's it. So obviously we have Luffy. I thought Luffy in this arc was pretty good. I like how Oda splits up the group. He uses always creative ways that don't feel too contrived most of the time. They don't feel like, I know he's just splitting them up so the arc doesn't end and Luffy doesn't just punch the bad guy once and he's dead. But it feels natural, like he got swallowed up inside of a snake. Well, you can't just get out of there. You can't just do that. He has a ball of gold that's weighing him down. Well, he can't just start zipping around anymore. And at least there's some satisfying moments, like when Luffy finally gets to Enel and he finds out that he is totally resistant to Enel's power, which has given him the dominance so far and which has really kind of been his trump card. So yeah, Luffy I just thought was great. He's great as always. Love Luffy. Moving on, we have Zoro. Zoro in this arc, Zoro I find hasn't had really any big character moments or any big things. My favoritism of him is kind of slipping, I'm not gonna lie, but I still do love Zoro, and he had some pretty okay moments in this arc, just not as much as I would like him to. My thoughts on Zoro was he's a bit in this saga. Next we have Usopp. I liked Usopp and Sanji. I guess I'll do them both right now because they both kind of have the same role in the story. They are both like come in right at like the last moment because they got fried earlier on in the Sky Island Saga. I just like what they kind of have to do in the climax of the Skypiea arc. So yeah, moving on to Nami, I guess. Nami is pretty good. I liked her waiver, all of her shenanigans, kind of finding the upper land or whatever. That was super cool. I really liked that panel. It's terrifying that God Enel's power for the first time. That dude just got destroyed, and it left a big crater. That was amazing. I think Nami kind of filled that role that Luffy did because there's a definite parallel on Jaya to Shanks and Luffy, where Bellamy is kind of like Luffy's mountain bandit, whereas the mountain bandit belittled Shanks. Little did he know that he could beat him up, not even trying. That's kind of what happened. Was Nami was like, why did you let him beat you up? All three of the monster trio kind of just went, it's just something that has to happen. We don't want to fight anyone because you said. So I found that connection kind of interesting between thinking back to that moment from the first chapter. Very interesting. Next is Chopper. He was pretty good, I guess. No really standout moments that I can think of off the top of my head. I did read the chapter. I finished the saga a few days ago, about 2 days ago, but JoJolion chapter 101 just came out. This is the day after. I'm like recording this the day after it came out. So I kind of had to do a video on that and read and analyze that. So now I'm just getting around to making the video. So Chopper, I like Chopper as a character, so I'm just going to say he was good because I can't think of anything that's specifically stand out. But the thing with all these reviews is I'm looking for the standout moments, but all the time with these characters is fun and just good times. There's never a dull moment with these characters. That being said, moving on to Robin, I think Robin was a huge improvement from the Alabasta saga, the Alabasta arc specifically. She gave a lot more personality, and it was nice to see her in ruins where she could actually kind of thrive. And it's interesting because her devil fruit is super powerful, but she doesn't get any fights, and it's kind of making me mad. It's like, bro, like, and the fight she does get with Yama, I'm gonna say, Yama isn't really interesting or powerful. You could have given her a better fight, I think. That does it for the Straw Hats. And now moving on to Enel, the main villain. What did I think of Enel? He's amazing. Just this face. Enel is just so cool. His power, first of all, I think it's a paramecia type devil fruit that is basically electric fruit. And it was interesting because whereas Crocodile, they had to use a creative solution, I thought Enel being kind of his only natural predator in the world being Luffy was super funny and super cool. That was such a cool moment. I don't think that was contrived at all. It was just a super cool moment when Enel just got decked And then getting hit in the face with the gold, it's just super it's just super awesome. And Enel is such a terrifying presence because of his power. When he was kind of antagonizing Nami and kind of abducted Nami, that was terrifying because you know that if he felt like it, he could just annihilate Nami. And when he annihilated Angel Island, that's brutal. Like it's insane just how liberally, because the thing with Sky Island and Skypiea is that it's not the blue sea, so you can't really mess things up permanently in the world. So Oda wasn't afraid to just remove a whole section of this world from existence, basically, and it's like, damn, he really did that. Moving on to Jaya and kind of the Jaya arc, I want to touch on that. Jaya was a very kind of boring arc, I found, but when I say boring, I mean as in the story progressions. I had fun reading it because I love these characters so much, and just the characters being together is good for me. That's what does it for me. But overall, I loved seeing Blackbeard and kind of the interesting thought that if Blackbeard really caught up to them, that they would be annihilated, because Blackbeard is the same people, that's the same crew that completely destroyed Drum Island all the way back in the Alabasta saga. That's like a scary thought that they were so close to these people. Blackbeard to actually be chasing after them at one point is like, oh man. And Ace is hunting Blackbeard, and we got that little cover story of Ace hunting Blackbeard. Jaya was a good arc. Bellamy was fine. I don't really consider Bellamy really a big villain. He was kind of the mountain bandit of the first chapter to me. He wasn't anything special and was literally just used to show kind of how strong Luffy is in comparison to normal people or feared pirates. So moving on, we have Skypiea, and Skypiea is one of the most interesting concepts in One Piece thus far. A totally isolated land that no one has really been to in 400 years. Or I guess it's not really been that long, because we find out that the former pirate king Goldie Roger has been there. It's kind of this isolated place where stuff you do doesn't really affect the main world of One Piece, so you can do kind of more, as Enel shows when he just destroys an island completely. That's not really something you'd really see done, where you just void an island. You know, you have like Punk Hazard, where the climate is destroyed in a way. And then you have stuff that comes later on where the Buster Calls are called and stuff like that. And one more thing I wanted to kind of say is the Nolan story. The Nolan the Liar story, I found that pretty okay. And I just thought it was placed weirdly in the story. I was really looking forward to reading the climax of the story, but then it cut to this flashback right at the climax of the story. And I knew that the saga ended at chapter 302, and it was like chapter 290. And it was this flashback, and I was really confused. I was like, wait, where's the climax? But it was well worth it. When Luffy punched Enel into the bell and heard it ring, it was damn worth it. The flashback kind of elevated that moment. But in my notes, I have it, Nolan's story kind of boring. And then I put later, but necessary, because it makes that moment hit so much better, like literally 10 times better, because we got that flashback right before that bell was rung, and we kind of know the significance. Alright, that's going to wrap up my thoughts on the Sky Island Saga. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and maybe check out some of my other stuff in the end cards, probably right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.